So you're thinking about hiring a transaction coordinator. I'm so excited that you decided to watch this video. Hopefully it won't take up too much of your time, but I just wanted to give you a quick overview of me, a little bit of my story, how I got into the transaction coordination business, and what we can do for you today. I'm Nicole Ward, if you already don't know, which many of you watching this video already do know me in some way, shape, or form. I am a mom of 3 beautiful children and a wife to Dan Ward. We run our real estate business right here in North Canton, Ohio. Beautiful area, suburb of Akron in Northeast Ohio. We love what we do, and we're so excited to offer you these transaction coordination services, which came about through my history in real estate. So let me tell you a little bit about how I came into transaction coordination. I was licensed in real estate in 2015, fresh out of the military. I was in the United States Air Force, and something that I had ingrained in me during my years in the military was basically keeping things in order, doing things in row, checklist style. That was how you were taught to do things, how you were taught your job. Anything that you had to do in the military, you were taught to do step 1, step 2, step 3. So real estate, as we know, is very subjective. Everybody runs their business their own way, and I really struggled when I first got licensed to figure out what I needed to do to sell real estate. So what I did was I attached myself to an agent who was excellent at what they did. They sold a lot of business, and I was hired as her transaction coordinator because she realized very quickly my ability to stay organized, and she had a system in place for transaction coordination, a checklist. At the time, it was the best thing that I ever saw. It was pure gold. Looking back on it now, it was a very shortened, small version of what I've created and what I've turned everything into today. So by being her transaction coordinator, not only did I learn how to run a real estate business, but I also learned the magic of what transaction coordination can do for you and your business and for your clients. So that's what I'm here to talk about today for you. I'm so excited that you're thinking about hiring a transaction coordinator. And the most common misconception that I want to challenge you on right now is that there is not a certain amount of business you need to do in order to hire a transaction coordinator. You could be doing 3 deals a year, you could be doing 20 deals a year, you could be doing 100 deals a year. You could have never run a deal in your life before, and still it would be the right time to hire a transaction coordinator. And the purposes, we're gonna go into these purposes, but there are several purposes. Just know that you don't have to be a top producing agent to hire a transaction coordinator. More for your client than for you, and the time saving and cost saving for yourself. As we go through this list of things that our transaction coordinator can do for you, specifically KeyGroup.tc, transaction coordination services, I want you to think about price versus cost. By trying to save a little bit of money and not really investing in yourself and your business, you actually could be doing yourself and your clients a disservice, which would hurt your business in the future. It wouldn't just remain, placing. It wouldn't be in one spot. You could actually be hurting your business by not hiring a transaction coordinator. So when you hire a TC through KeyGroup.tc, some of the things that you can expect are time back with your family. And it's not just saving time, it's literal time back with your family. A lot of us are doing things throughout the day. We're going on listing appointments, we're following up with people, we're making contact with people, we're showing homes, we're writing contracts, all of those things combined. And usually what we're doing is in the evenings when we should be sitting down with our spouses, having dinner, spending time with our kids, or just winding down from the evening and watching our favorite show and eating a bowl of popcorn. Instead, we're sitting up on our computers every night and filing our paperwork, making sure it gets sent out to the client, making sure it's uploaded to SkySlope, because we all know EXP requires that it's uploaded to SkySlope within 2 days. So a lot of these things that we are doing on our computers paperwork-wise is done in the evenings when we could be spending time with our family. It's done on the weekends when we could be spending time with our family. So this is a huge time back, and it helps make your life easier and happier just by having a TC. The next thing that you can definitely count on when you hire a TC through KeyGroup.tc is stress relief. I don't know about you, but me being a mom of 3, it's very stressful. I don't know if I would be able to handle the amount of business that I'm doing today if I did not have my transaction coordinator doing all these things for me. And what I mean by stress relief is not only are you getting all of your paperwork turned in, it's done in Dotloop, it's done in SkySlope, but you know that somebody's in the background who's got your back. I mean, this is a business where everybody's out for number one, which is themselves. We are all out for ourselves. We're not 100% there to cover each other's backs because we all have income to make, we all have families to provide for. And so knowing that you have somebody there who's got your back, who's going to remind you that an ROC is due or a release of contingency is due soon, who's going to remind you that you're missing this paperwork, who's going to remind you that you need a signature, who's going to remind the title company that they need to get their job done, who's going to remind the lender that the appraisal is due or when that's going to be, who's going to notify the other party when the home inspection is scheduled. All of these things are things that you are constantly thinking about in your head that a TC is going to take over, specifically our TC is going to take over for you and remind everybody, including you, when things need to get done. Organization. This is huge. A TC is going to keep you organized, keep you on track, keep your timelines together. They're going to help you with calendar management. So our TC is going to not only input the date on your calendar of when a contract was executed, they're also going to put the date of the contingency release is due or the ROC is due, when the inspection deadline is, when the closing deadline is, when you're going to get keys. All of these really important dates that are subject to your calendar, those are going to be entered in your calendar from your TC, and it keeps you organized, especially when you have multiple deals running at the same time and you need to know when your closing dates are, when your deadlines are, when paperwork is due. You can just keep track of it and knowing that your TC is putting those in your calendar for you. Incredibly, incredibly important. One of the other calendar management aspects of having a transaction coordinator with the KeyGroup is not only are they going to keep your calendar on track, they're going to keep your client's calendar on track. So one of the awesome things that we do is we have an amazing template, and I call it a textable template. But this is something that when you sign up for a TC with us, we're going to collect your photo and all of your basic information as an agent. And your TC is actually at every transaction going to input the information about that transaction into this template and send it off to you so you can send it to your client or they can send it to your client directly. Me personally, I like to text this to our clients. Sometimes if you don't have the time to do that, you can just have it emailed directly to your client. That's totally fine. It's up to you. But it's going to have things like the contract date, the inspection deadline, how much money, earnest money is due, where to send the earnest money, how to send the earnest money, the lender contact information, the title contact information, everything that your client is going to need to know that keep them on track with their purchase or sale of a property is going to be on this textable template. And that's something that we do at keygroup.tc. The last and absolute most important thing that a TC can do for you, specifically a KeyGroup TC, is give your clients the experience of a lifetime. This is the most important thing because we can keep ourselves on track. We can hire someone to have all of our paperwork put in. And again, you're thinking price versus cost. How much is it going to cost me to do this? And what's the price I'm going to pay if I don't? That's what you're thinking about. The client Disneyland experience about this entire process, we are going to be doing things that you wouldn't even think of doing in the TC process. You are giving your clients such a good experience, such an organized experience, such a reliable safety net experience with you as the agent that they're going to continuously send you referrals and put your name out there and constantly have your back and be your number one client and your number one fan. That's the purpose. Eventually, we all want to run a real estate business that's completely referral based. And by having a KeyGroup TC, what you're doing is you are putting yourself at the forefront, setting yourself apart from other agents, and just making yourself all around better, giving your clients a great experience, all around better experience, create raving fans out of your clients. Remember, you want to walk away from the deal that you just did with your clients, not as Jane Smith was my agent. You want your clients to say, Jane Smith is my agent. You need to call Jane Smith. That's what you want your people to say. So thank you so much for listening. I know this video is a little bit longer than I intended it to be, but I wanted to give you a good idea of what you can expect from a KeyGroup TC and specifically what it's like to work with us and why you should use one of our TCs. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Reach out to me if you are interested in moving forward with your TC.